I found out my girlfriend had a secret life, and it shattered everything. I have been debating whether to share this for a long time. I am not sure if it is for advice, closure, or just to get it off my chest, but here we go. For the sake of privacy, I will change names, but everything else is real. This happened about a year ago, and I am still trying to piece together what went wrong. I 29M had been dating Lily 27F for almost 3 years. We met through mutual friends, and from the moment we started talking, there was this incredible spark. We clicked instantly, similar senses of humor, shared interests, and we both had a love for traveling. Lily had this vibrant personality that drew people in. She could walk into any room and make friends within minutes. I was more on the quiet side, but I loved that about her. She brought excitement into my otherwise predictable life. For the first 2 years, everything was perfect. We moved in together after a year of dating, and our life felt like one of those Instagram perfect relationships. We would go on weekend trips, plan out vacations, cook together, and binge watch our favorite shows. We had talked about getting married one day, and the thought of spending my life with her made me feel like the luckiest guy in the world. But then, things started to change. It was subtle at first, small things that I brushed off as stress from work or just normal ups and downs in a long-term relationship. Lily started coming home later and later, often with vague excuses about work meetings or catching up with friends. She was a graphic designer for a marketing firm, so late hours were not uncommon, but something felt off. She would seem distracted when she was with me, always on her phone or texting people I did not know. When I asked her about it, she would just laugh it off and say, "Oh, just work stuff." At the time, I trusted her completely, so I never pressed the issue. But slowly, these late nights started happening more often, weekends, weeknights, sometimes even during times when we had planned to spend together. Whenever I suggested we do something, she would come up with a reason why she was busy. I missed the old version of us, the one where we could spend an entire day together without it feeling forced or like I was competing for her attention. One night, she came home especially late. It was around 1 a.m. and I had been waiting up for her because we had talked earlier about having a quiet night in, just the two of us. When she finally walked in, she seemed off. Her clothes were disheveled, and her face had this nervous energy I had never seen before. "Where have you been?" I asked, trying to keep my voice calm. I didn't want to start an argument, but I was genuinely worried. "Work stuff ran late," she mumbled, avoiding eye contact. But I could tell something wasn't right. There was no way work would keep her that late, and she knew I wasn't buying it. When I pushed a little more, she got defensive. "Why are you so paranoid? Do you not trust me?" she snapped. I felt guilty for even questioning her, so I backed off. But that night, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. She barely spoke to me the next day, and I could tell she was hiding something. I was torn. Should I confront her again or just let it go? About a week later, I found out by accident. We shared a laptop at home, and I went to use it for work when I noticed an unfamiliar email account logged in. It wasn't her work account, and it definitely wasn't the personal one she used for everything else. My curiosity got the best of me, and I clicked on it. The inbox was filled with messages that made my stomach drop. The emails were between Lily and someone named Jake. The conversations were flirty, intimate, and full of inside jokes that I had no part in. They were planning secret meetups, talking about how much they missed each other, and even reminiscing about things they had done together, things that clearly weren't work-related. I felt sick. My mind was racing, trying to make sense of what I was reading. This wasn't just a fling. It seemed like a full-on relationship she had been hiding from me. The timestamps on the emails dated back nearly 6 months. 6 months of lies, sneaking around, and building a second life I had no idea about. I closed the laptop, my hands shaking. I wanted to confront her, but I also felt paralyzed. How could this be happening? How could the woman I thought I was going to marry be living a double life right under my nose? I felt humiliated, betrayed, and heartbroken all at once. When Lily came home that evening, I was waiting for her in the living room. The second she walked in, she could tell something was up. "What's wrong?" she asked, her voice hesitant. "I know about Jake," I said, barely able to get the words out. Her face went pale. She didn't try to deny it. She just stood there, frozen, as if all her lies had come crashing down in that one moment. The silence was deafening. I can explain," she finally stammered, but there was no explanation that could undo what I had seen. I asked her how long it had been going on, why she did it, if she ever loved me the way I thought she did. But all she could say was, "I didn't mean for this to happen." She admitted that she had met Jake through a work event and that what started as innocent flirting turned into something more. She claimed she still loved me, but that she had gotten caught up in the excitement of something new, something different. I could tell she was sorry, but that didn't change the fact that she had been lying to me for half a year. That night, I asked her to leave. She cried and begged me to give her another chance, but I couldn't do it. The trust was gone, shattered beyond repair. She packed her bag and left, and just like that, our life together was over. It has been almost a year now, and I am still picking up the pieces. I never imagined my life would turn out like this, and some days, it still feels like I am stuck in a bad dream. I have tried to move on, but the betrayal cut deep. I loved her, and I thought we had a future together, but in the end, it was all built on lies. I guess the lesson here is that even when things seem perfect, you never really know what is going on behind the scenes. Trust is everything in a relationship, and once it is broken, it is almost impossible to fix. I am learning to heal, but it is a long, painful process. I just wish I had seen the signs sooner.